is happening? Okay. So I'm editing, right? Just minding my own business, editing. And I put whoa, what's happening here? Another what? Because I have no idea what the heck is happening in this chapter. And then uh, what is happening? It is December 26th, and I have not finished editing this book. So I am going to finish this today. I'm going to sit here. It is 9:15 a.m. I'm going to sit here and simply just work on at least finishing the hard copy edit. I'm going through, I am reviewing, I'm seeing if anything needs to be edited, on if I need to rearrange something, if I need to rewrite something, if something needs to be put in a different chapter. So that is what I'm doing right now, just with a pen and a marker. Anything I give this long pink stripe to means that I actually need to move it to a different chapter, because I decided while I was editing that I wanted a POV chapter, because my entire book is first person POV. So I wanted a new chapter that was going to be the POVs of the other characters. So first thing I'm going to do is open up Scrivener, because I like to have Scrivener open so that I know how many words I'm doing. And I also like to make sure that I am recording when I do these big sections. When I highlight these big sections in pink in the physical copy, I want to then go into Scrivener and highlight that section in pink so that I know that that is the whole section I need to move. I am on chapter 19. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and then hopefully I get all chapters done. I only have 3 chapters, including chapter 19, the epilogue. I'm not going to do the excerpt, because the excerpt is an excerpt from the second book, since this is a trilogy. So I just have 3 chapters, and I'm going to try and just knock it out right now. This chapter is interesting. I'm finding myself writing a lot of what? Does this actually even matter in the final fight? What? Why did they go into the cave to begin with? When did he even say that? I can't tell if this is because this is a chapter I have rewritten too many times, or if this is a chapter I didn't rewrite too many times and I haven't fixed it based on all of the rewrites I did of the previous chapters. What is even happening here? I'm about halfway done chapter 19, so we will see if this chapter can be saved. So I'm at the end of chapter 19, and chapter 19, 20, and 21 is the big end fight scene between the 2 main characters and my villain, we'll call him, for this book in particular. And it must have been a long time since I have last edited these last 3 chapters, because I have no idea what's going on. I'm actually like into it. I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like because I don't know what's going on because I don't remember what happens. Like I remember what happens in like probably chapter 21 because that's the last thing I wrote, but I don't so I think I said this in a previous video, but in one of my many iterations of this book as I've been writing and editing over the years is that I have gone back into the chapters and of course added things. So there's a whole scene in here that I know I added pretty recently, and when I say recently I mean in like the last 2-3 years, because as I was reading it, it seemed out of place. This portion, however, is it seems really well done in terms of I'm kind of hanging on the edge of my seat here, wondering what's happening. However, the very fact that I barely remember what is going on, and I'm kind of reading it as if I sort of tells me that this is probably one of my oldest keeps. So as you're editing, you'll go through your entire book, several times, and you may have had that second or third iteration that may have been really good, and all you're doing is just expounding upon it the more you edit it, but you don't usually like take anything away, move it around, or change it. I think this is a very old, or like one of my original ideas that I just kept editing to like make sure like I pared it down and that it worked well and that it flowed well, because number one, it doesn't really need any edits, but also it seems very cohesive. This is 100% a really good lead up to what is going to happen in chapter 20. And now I'm trying to remember why I added a chapter 21. Because as I'm reading chapter 19, this sounds like it was written for the next to last chapter, which it was. And that kind of worries me before I even get to chapter 21, because I'm pretty sure I added chapter 21 like much later, and I probably did it for a reason. I can't remember what that was now. But now that I'm reading chapter 19 and seeing that I didn't seem to change much from the last half of chapter 19, I'm wondering what chapter 20 is about. And then of course I have an epilogue, which isn't chapter 21. So let's finish chapter 19. What is happening? Okay. So I'm editing, right? Just minding my own business, editing. And I put whoa, what's happening here? Another what? Because I have no idea what the heck is happening in this chapter. And then what is happening? Again, I don't know if this is an old iteration that I kept or if this is a new thing that I added. I have no idea, but I just added like a whole game changer to freaking chapter 19 in a paragraph. Why would I do that? Why would you do this to me? The whole book, I've been on pace. I'm like, okay, I get it. I remember this. What is happening in chapter 19? Can someone else explain to me what's going on in this chapter? Because I am thoroughly confused. I literally put, like right here, I literally put like, whoa, what's this? What's going on? It's the end. There's some fighting, some back and some forth. There's some, ooh, what's gonna happen? I'm into it. I'm like, okay. And then I have this dialogue where I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? I don't, when you like, as is normal, I'm sure. But you know when you like write something and then you completely forget what you've written, and then you go back and you read it and you're just kind of like, who wrote this? You know? You ever get that? Yeah. I'm gonna finish up chapter 19, but I'm gonna keep the camera on me because it's like I'm reading it for the very first time. Holy shit. Okay. Finish chapter 19. Wow. Wow. This needs to be cleaned up a little bit, obviously. But there are some twists here that I really, really like, because they kind of confused me at first. You guys kind of saw it. I was kind of like, what is happening here? Like, what is happening? This isn't making any sense. And then as I was reading it, I was like, oh, that's what's happening? And then I was like, then I went back and forth between what is happening and oh, that's happening. I did that in like this one scene as we kind of see what I was thinking. It needs to be cleaned up, but I actually really like what I did here. Whenever I did this, I don't know, I don't remember it, but I like it. So that was a very interesting end to chapter 19. Let's move on to chapter 20. Let's get it done. It is 10 o'clock, so that took me 30 minutes, about 30 minutes to read through that. I did already make changes on Scrivener for highlighting what I want to, what I need to put into a different chapter. And the amount of words that are in this chapter is 3,965. And then we'll just do chapter 20 and do chapter 21 and then the epilogue, and then we're done. And hopefully these last 3 chapters all make sense. If I added a whole chapter with how chapter 19 ended, I don't remember what the extra chapter was on. So that'll be interesting. But I think first I'm going to take a break. I'm going to refresh my coffee and I think grab like a quick breakfast and then sit back down and wrap this up today.